Hey everybody, I'm in Atlanta today and I'm at the Shaw Contract Create Center and we're talking about Michael Ford's new collection, Celebrating Hip Hop. Hey Michael, ready for your close-up?
Cindy, come on up.
I need to know why people call you the hip hop architect.
I call myself the hip hop architect, and it's stuck.
It is stuck.
I'm working with a lot of hip hop artists, working on projects like the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx.
Right, which is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
50th anniversary of hip hop is around the corner, and this will be a museum that's totally dedicated to hip hop. I'm a licensed architect. I still practice every day. And while doing my thesis at the University of Detroit, my thesis advisor, she was not a hip hop fan, but she said, here's a quote that will give us some equal grounding here in this discussion. And that quote, which I still live by today, is architecture is frozen music and music is liquid architecture.
Wow.
So ever since that quote was shared with me, I've been spending my entire career trying to turn hip hop into architecture. So trying to freeze hip hop music.
Wow. Let's talk about the camp because you're teaching underserved children in communities. You're teaching about design and architecture and music and how to bring them all together. It's changing their lives.
The Hip Hop Architecture Camp. We've been running the camp since 2017, and we've had the camp in about 35 cities so far across the country. They're 100% free for the participants. We're trying to remove all barriers for them to be introduced to design, bring them in and show that they have something to bring to the table as opposed to coming in and everything is foreign to them. Now, and even more evident today, hip hop has a number of nuggets that can definitely inspire design approaches.
Yes.
And that's what I'm hoping people get out of this collection with Shaw. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, August 11th, 2023.
Wow.
Something that people thought was just a fad in the 70s have lasted 50 years.
Wow.
And this collaboration will be an example of some of the things that we may have overlooked in hip hop.
And you're bringing it to light.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I understand there are 5 pillars that the collection was based off of.
Yes.
All right, let's see what I remember.
Okay.
Okay. The MC or the DJ?
That's two separate ones. You got
Oh,
it.
okay. The rapper?
That's the MC.
Oh, okay. All right, let's. Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Cindy.
All right. Graffiti.
Graffiti. So you got 3 down.
Well, breakdancing.
That's 4.
And then we have knowledge.
That's 5.
Okay, I got it.
You got the 5.
And so how was it, Reese, translating those pillars into the collection?
Yeah, I mean, we started kind of weaving through some of the kind of that visual interpretation of sonic music. So we kind of started small in songs and breaking down lyrics, but then we did move to the bigger story, and I think it really gives a lot of diversity to the patterns.
Yes.
We had to kind of think about, okay, how do we add texture and detail and layering to all these designs so they really kind of bring off that beauty.
And I have to know, how was she as a student of hip hop?
Go ahead and give them the freestyle that we practiced.
Yeah,
Go
come
ahead.
on.
No.
Okay, no, don't do it. Don't save it. Save it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
All right, we'll save it.
She was great. I mean,
Yeah.
I think being able to have a discussion where I was able to talk about my passion, talk about hip hop history, and for them to be open and receptive, and then start to pick out the nuggets and see how, again, the design teams here could start to implement some of those. It was a great partnership.
Super.
Yeah, so these are all 5 samples from all the 5 pieces.
So take me through, because I see the rhythms are different.
Yeah, so this one is DJing. The DJs who carry records in crates. So this is representing that top view of a milk crate full of records. You have the wear and tear, those vinyl sleeves.
I love the things that are, I mean, it's super graphic, but it is also sort of organic at the same time. What about this one?
It is breakdancing. Now, how is it breakdancing? So one of the things that I love when you look at some of those classic hip hop, either documentaries or photographs of people like Joe Conzo, et cetera.
Yeah.
When you look at those historic moments in hip hop and breakdancing, you see the makeshift floors that breakdancers created, right? So this was this idea of taking, three things from breakdancing on those makeshift floors. So it's looking at the wear and tear of cardboard.
Reese, how complex was this one?
Yeah, I mean, you can see all the different layers from the cardboard sort of being folded on top of each other to kind of give it that multi-directionality.
You definitely feel a lot of movement in this. There's a lot of energy in this one. Graffiti.
I got graffiti.
Graffiti. So this one's very abstracted, and I like what you were saying, that you wanted to make sure it didn't say anything.
Yeah, the idea was to really capture the two ideas here, which was the movement, the motion of the writer, but then also time as you think about layers. And it's been great to create this piece because it's also been a big discussion as I'm designing the Universal Hip Hop Museum. How do we create those layers? How do we have people experience time through pieces?
This is super cool. These are totally related.
This one is MCN. All right, so since I started the Hip Hop Architecture Camp, one of the key moments during the camp is having young people listen to their favorite artists. And we teach kids how to deconstruct that. They'll reconstruct it as a piece of architecture, as buildings.
We see this idea of patterns. I mean, you live in patterns, right? Yeah. And patterns and repeats and pile heights. How was that for you? How complicated were some of these?
We see pattern in everything.
Right.
It's kind of like a problem. So, I mean, it felt really natural, honestly. And just exploring. I love, the way Mike kind of breaks it down, every word had a meaning, every vowel, every letter has a meaning, and just kind of breaking that down graphically into, circles or lines, and looking at it in different layers.
Okay, let's talk knowledge.
Yeah, so knowledge. So this piece is definitely related to MCN. What makes this one, related to knowledge is it's not only extracting the patterns, the cadences, etc. This is also keeping up with stories that are told within hip hop. It's a few songs that were written by young people during the Hip Hop Architecture Camp. So combining those as they write about their neighborhoods, their communities, and what they want to see, it's combining those to create this piece.
This one, Reese, this one is the most organized, just in terms of the pattern.
The collection sort of started all looking like this, very structured, because a lot of the products that come out of the camp are very graphic, and then the children kind of use that to build up architecture, if you can imagine, sort of within it. But we did feel we love this because it's true to the story. It's true to sort of the product that was coming out of the camps.
When you start to take the color away and you get, even this is still strong, but it's beautiful seeing it textural. But then this is a totally different colorway. Look at that.
We wanted to have some softness. I think the dark kind of charcoal and red was kind of expected when you think of hip hop, and we looked at a lot of fashion, but I think we also wanted to do some things that weren't as expected.
Yeah, these colorways I think are very exciting too, and being able to create something that, just looking at Shaw's portfolio, how do you create something that, fits that portfolio, but also, something that's unique, and what's that balance there.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for the unveiling of the entire collection at NeoCon. So, see you in June.